Let me turn that down just a little bit. Hi everybody, welcome to another Yukon Bob video. I'm in the truck on the road. Sea-Doo is in tow right behind me, and I'm heading up to an area today for a Sea-Doo trip on a lake that I quite like. It's called the Lake of Bays, and it's a couple hours north of where I live, and I live north of the city of Toronto, so it's a couple hours from my place to get up to the Lake of Bays, and I'm going to spend the day riding around there. There's a little river attached to that lake that I think I'll try and take a run up. There's a restaurant called, I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but it's in a town called Dorset, and I think I'll have lunch on the lake today. It is going to be maybe a busier day than normal for me on the water today, because this is, at the time of this recording, Canada Day, July the 1st, 2024. So I'm expecting things on the water are going to be a little bit busier out there today than normal. I am normally out on the water during the week, on Monday to Friday, but this will be a holiday weekend, a holiday Monday, and it won't, of course, have anything to do with the time that you're seeing this, but the time that I'm heading out and recording this, it is July the 1st. So I think things are going to be busy on the water because it's supposed to be relatively calm out there today, and it's also going to be warm, about 24 degrees. So let's see what the Lake of Bays looks like in 2024. It's been a year or so since I've been up there, and we'll see you up there in just a bit. Okay, 2 hours later, and we have arrived at Baysville Marina. This is the town that's on the very southern end of the lake system, the Lake of Bays. It's on the very southern end is where Baysville is, and this is where I'm going to launch from. I've launched from here before. Just going to show you the launch before we get into the water. A lot of people like to have a look at the launch and just see what it looks like if they're planning a trip on coming here, so I usually just show what the launch looks like. Pretty good launch here. The launch is free. Parking's also free. A couple of other people here already getting ready to head out onto the lake. Looks like a little bit of ripple on the lake, but that's about it. So it's a pretty good launch. As I say, I've been here before a couple times. Nice concrete pad, drops right into the water. No major drop off there, looks pretty good, so good. Get the Sea-Doo unhooked, get the tarp off of it, and we'll get ready to get into the water. The Canada Day flag on Canada Day, which today is, has just got a slight ripple to it. Got the rope on, camera on, Garmin's ready to go. Gotta bring the cooler with me today. Got a couple of drinks in there, a couple of leftover slices of pizza from last night. So I'll just bring that along in case we need a little snack on the lake. Probably will be a place somewhere down the lake where we can do that. But I think we're ready to put her in the water. That out. Okay, just as easy as that, we are in the water. Get the life jacket on, and we'll just about be ready to go. I got out of there just in time. Another boat just pulled in. Looks like they're pulling out of the water. Okay, I think what I am going to do right away is I did not put any suntan lotion on at home, and I'm going to get that on right away at the beginning of the day rather than halfway through it when I think about it, and just get that on the face and arms a little bit so we don't burn, because it is going to be a lot of sun today. I don't even see a cloud in the sky right now, so that's really a nice indication of what the day might be shaping up to be. But I'll get that suntan lotion on first and then wash it off my hands so I don't get any of it on the Sea-Doo equipment or the camera equipment. They call it the Lake of Bays, obviously, because there's all of these bays that come off sort of the main body of water, and thus the name, the Lake of Bays. So we're going to just go back and poke around and explore some of those bays. Up in front, you probably can't quite make that out, but there are a lot of people out there on stand-up paddle boards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is about 8 paddle boards with a canoe following them, and some sailing over there, so maybe that's a bit of a club or something that they've got going on the lake. I expect the lake to be kind of busy today. As I said, this is July the 1st at the time of this recording, Canada Day. It's a holiday in Canada, and I think there's going to be a lot of people out on the water today. Let's go! guilty going by at any kind of speed when all the paddle boarders are out there, particularly if they're just newbies learning how to paddle board. They're also then going to learn how to deal with some wake. Three Garage Boathouse. To take my time a little bit today because, as I said, it's not a massive lake. I could be around this whole lake pretty fast if I wanted to, so we'll just poke into all the little bays and stuff and have a look around. We are right there. We launched from right back here, so we're just going to make our way through this little body of water here and then head out onto the bigger lake, which is up there. Nice morning. Feels fresh out here. It's not super hot. Don't think we're going to have a ton of humidity today. It's going to be a nice fresh day on the lake. Looking forward to it. Just this tiny little island before you head out onto the big lake and just kind of going around. It looks like somebody has put some rock work along the shoreline there to kind of prevent any further erosion. It's got some wire netting along it. So no more erosion of the shoreline, but just a pretty little island. That's really nice. Lots of pine trees in this area of Muskoka region. A little bit of a no wake zone through this narrowing here. There's people up there enjoying their morning coffee. Lots of kayaks, lots of canoes, lots of paddle boards on this lake. I just have a feeling that this is the kind of lake that's kind of designed for that. Beautiful place up there on the shoreline. He's even got his own little sandy beach down here. Probably hauled all that sand in. Nice house up on the shore there though. Canada Day flags up for Canada Day. A lot of the cottages on this little bay on this side of the lake have got steep cliffs behind them. So there's a long way from where the cottage is to get down to the water. Not so much right here, obviously, but just back where I went by, there's a lot of cottages way up on the hillside. Long staircases to get down to the water. Those are cottages that as you get older, they become more and more difficult. Great when you're younger, but when you're older, that becomes a bit of an issue. Nice and still in here, very calm, very beautiful this morning. The sun is just kind of, I don't know, it's about 10:30 or something like that, maybe 11 o'clock. The sun is still just kind of getting up with the horizon a ways. Well, I shouldn't say that, it's also up quite a ways actually, but it's casting kind of a nice light onto the water. Very pretty this morning. There's the sun up there. So it is a little more than up above the horizon. We've probably got sunrise at 5:45 in the morning right now. Full daylight would be where I'm from in the Yukon, where you get almost 24-hour daylight in the summertime. Of course, it's the opposite in the winter. What I like about the Lake of Bays is that it's not populated throughout its entire circumference. There are good chunks of it where there's just kind of open wilderness along the shoreline, like this area right through here, all the way back there. No cottages in there. It's kind of nice. This is just another little island with a lot of granite rock walls along the shoreline. Oh, big stick in the water. Let's not suck that up. Just nuzzled up to this little shoreline here, this rock outcrop, and I'm gonna put the drone in the air, put the Air 3 up in the air, and just see if we can get some aerial shots since it's so nice and calm out here. Let's see how it works out. We've got the mount there, it's all set up there. Let's see if we can fire this drone up and get some shots for you. Well, I am still not very happy how that Air 3 is tracking me. It keeps losing me all the time. I put it in active track in manual, and it's sort of behind me, and it follows for a while, speed up a little bit, loses me. So I don't know. I just I can fly it manually, you know, off the Sea-Doo, and maybe that's the way to go. But the active track leaves a lot to be desired. It's just not that great. I've tried it a number of times now, and it just does not seem to have a solid lock on me and stay with me. And as soon as you try to switch positions with it, you know, around the compass circle, move it around you, nah, it tries, and then it kind of goes off and loses you, and then you got to go back and reacquire it and find it again. So I don't know, not real happy with that. Yeah, let's just get off the rocks, get into a little deeper water, then I can get things reorganized here a bit. Let's put that drone away. I think I'll fly it from a dock or from shore and get some aerial shots that way, but it's not so great trying to track the Sea-Doo. I think you pretty much have to fly it manually to track the Sea-Doo. It just doesn't seem to work with the active track. Okay, let's continue our little exploration of the Lake of Bays. Gets a little shallow in there, so I'm going to get out a bit. It's kind of musky and muskeg in there. Well, we're doing what we said we were going to do. We're just poking into all the little bays and having a look, see what's in there. That's another one of them back there. Oh, here's somebody who's into diving. Little diving platform right here at the end of the dock with a light underneath it and everything. It's actually a ways up there. I assume they know the depth of the water off of the dive platform. Oh, look at this. Here's another one of these little bays kind of jutting back in here. Got to take a trip back here. Good to see ya. Are you towing her? No, you guys are. I thought he was towing you. You're pretty good on that thing. Not bad. think I've shown this place in some past videos. I've always kind of just liked this boathouse right down on the water here. They've got this really neat dock system that goes back up to the cottage. It's a beautiful cottage up behind it here. And then this really neat kind of walkway to get all the way down to the boathouse here. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Cottage right up in there. Pretty shallow in here, so I'm not going to get in too much. It's only 0.8 meters, so we'll get back out. I think it was right around this area about a year ago, I lost a drone here. I had an Air 2S and I was flying it, and I had just launched the thing out of my hand. It went up in the air, over, and fell into the water right in front of me. It went up about 4 feet, curved over to one side and fell into the water. I don't know what the heck happened to it, but I lost an Air 2S. I think it was in this bay. So down there somewhere is my drone. Wow, this is really getting shallow here. Whoa, let's get out over this way a bit. Yeah, so that was not a good day. I lost that one, and I got in touch with DJI, the maker of the drone, and I had it replaced. All I needed was the drone, and they gave me a bit of a break on it. Not full replacement or anything like that, but I paid a little bit of money and just bought the drone. I didn't need the controller because I had all of that stuff, had the batteries, although I am now down to 2 batteries because of course there was a battery in it. But yeah, right in this bay, that's where there is a DJI drone if you want to go look for it sometime. Somewhere down there. Just parked in a little bay right here on the Lake of Bays, oddly enough. And I think I'm just gonna have a little slice of pizza because I'm kind of hungry. And lunchtime might be a little bit yet because there's still more lake to explore. So I did bring the cooler. Reach back here. I've got a couple of slices of pizza from last night. I can just unwrap and have that. Have a little bite on the water and then make our way up towards, there's a town up north on the north side of this lake called Dwight. The plan is to go up to Dwight, kind of take a drive by Dwight, and then near Dwight there's a river that goes back inland a ways. It goes quite a ways in, but you can only go so far up it before you hit this dam. But it's called the Ox Tongue River, and I think it's probably the biggest river flowing into this lake. Comes in from Algonquin National Park up north. Been up it once before, but that was years ago. Have to see if I can find the entrance to it again. It's cold, but it's good. And then we've got some more paddle boarders out here. Take a little cruise by them. This just looks like kind of a cottage shot. Hi kids. How's the water? Good. Warm? Yeah. Good. Good. This is the entrance to the river right here. All right, well, this is pretty country, so let's just take a cruise back in here. You know what we need to see today? We need to see a Canadian beaver out here somewhere just for this Canada Day. At least at the time of this recording, it's Canada Day. I think this is the biggest river that flows into the Lake of Bays. There are a couple of others, but the Ox Tongue is the biggest. Turtle. Hope that tree doesn't fall down. This could be the thumbnail shot for this Sea-Doo video right here. We'll just let that sit behind me. We'll see if we can grab a still frame from this later on. Geez, if you own that cottage right there, you've got that as your view every day, the falls. It's just one cabin or cottage right in this area, and that's that one right there. This is Big Win Island here, and this is the Big Win Inn on this island. This thing has a lot of history to it. It goes back to the 1920s. A guy by the name of C.O. Shaw built this and opened it to great fanfare in 1920. He built it out of concrete. Back in the day, everything was kind of built out of wood, but he built this particular building out of concrete back in the day, and it had this real elegance to it. It was heralded as the finest resort on the North American continent, and the well-heeled people from all across Canada, the northern United States, flocked to this place. People like Count Basie were here, Guy Lombardo were here, Duke Ellington was here. It was a real kind of a mecca for people to come and see. Back in the 1920s, of course, there was no road access to places like this. It was only kind of a steamship thing. You came up by rail and then you came up by steamship down the lake here to this particular inn. It's kind of a private equity holding now, and there's a certain number of members, and there's a world-class, I think, golf course that's on this island as well. So it's a fairly exclusive little place right now, but that's a look at it there. That's the Big Win Inn on Big Win Island, and that's their kind of boat launch area right down in there. Yeah, kind of a neat area. A lot of history to it. And it never did burn, obviously, so building it out of concrete maybe helped it survive those 120-some years. Okay, we have arrived in the town of Dorset. Oh, something's beeping here. Entering shallow water. Okay. Stop panning. There. Yeah, this is a really neat little town. They've got some Sea-Doo rentals, by the way, just right over there. There's a company doing Sea-Doo rentals. I don't know what they cost or for how much, for how long. This is the SS Big Win here. Some very famous people have been on this boat. I think this boat originates back to the 1920s, since it's been refurbished and things like that. You know who's been on this boat? Winston Churchill has been on this boat, so I'm told. Pretty famous boat. It tours around the lake. I think it's out for various tours and stuff like that, but it's been remodeled, refinished, and that's a look at it, the SS Big Win. If you park on that side, then of course you got to walk across the bridge and walk over there and get up to the restaurant on this side. The Trading Bay Restaurant, I guess is what it's called. Okay, so that's the beer. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's got a little bit of a bite to it. Kind of color like, the color's like Rickard's Red. That was called a what, a Firehouse?
Sparkhouse Red.
Sparkhouse Red is the name of that beer, and that's from the Lake of Bays Brewery. Is the brewery right here in town in Dorset, or?
No, it's in Baysville.
Oh, okay, Baysville. Well, that's where I launched from, so it's in Baysville is where this brewery is. Well, initially I had tried to order the chicken wings, but they ran out of those. The French onion soup was also gone, so I wound up with some fish tacos, or shrimp tacos, I think is what these are. So that'll be lunch or late afternoon snack or something like that. A bit of shrimp tacos, I guess they're breaded. A little bit of coleslaw. Shrimp tacos at the Trading Bay Dining Company. Well, that is lunch for today, or a snack, or a mid-afternoon snack, whatever you want to call it, here at Dorset. It's gotten a lot busier since when I pulled in here. Now there's a lot more boats coming through here. But it is Canada Day today, so that's to be expected. It's a holiday today. I can't imagine what the traffic is going to be like going back into the city tonight. It's going to be busy, busy, busy. I think that's going to do it, guys, for this Yukon Bob video. I've gone around Lake of Bays, basically circumnavigated it, and now I'll just make my way back to Baysville, where I launched from. Just take a run down the lake, won't do any videoing on the way back. I think we'll call this one in the can, and it was a Canada Day trip today. Won't be Canada Day by the time you guys see this. It'll be a couple of weeks after that, but it was Canada Day for me on the water, so happy Canada Day for those of you who remember Canada Day while you're watching this. Thanks for coming along on this Yukon Bob video. We'll see you guys in a week's time on the next one. Till then, stay safe on the water, and we'll see you real soon. Bye for now.